so I thought we'd go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Stratum Viewer for retail ideas. So I'd like to give you guys an overview of what we have to offer and how we might be able to help you with that. So first of all, obviously welcome and thanks for being here. We appreciate taking the time to do this. My name's Frank Bunker. I'm with Silvan Software. I may have met a few of you before. I've been to some of the JDA conferences. In addition, I think most everyone probably knows, but Silvan has worked with JDA for a long time to supply the underlying technology behind retail ideas. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Silvan and retail ideas and our relationship with JDA. Then I'm going to ultimately get to what I think everyone cares about, and it's a concept we call flexible information delivery, and that's web-based delivery of the information you guys have stored in ideas. And then probably the thing people really care about, I'll get to the demo. A couple of notes. Everyone's phone is muted. We've got enough people on the call that I think it would be a little confusing to have everybody being able to chat at the same time. So if you do have a question, there's a couple of options. Certainly feel free to use the chat facility. It's in the toolbar. And you can send, if you'll send a message to both the host and the presenter, we'll get those. And if there's time, we'll chase down those questions and give you an answer as possible, or get back to you if there's not time. Secondly, certainly at the end of the presentation, there's going to be a couple of email addresses that you can use to get a hold of us over here at Silvan. And if you've got questions or would like to see some more detail on what we show today, certainly feel free to send us an email and we'll work with you to get you answers or get something set up for you. So with that said, I thought I would talk just briefly about Silvan and who we are and introduce Silvan to you. First of all, we've been around quite some time, over 20 years, working with manufacturers, distributors, and retailers. That's what we do. We provide what we call operational visibility and a solution for that. Our solution is called Stratum. A number of years ago, we began a partnership with JDA, and they were able to do a great job taking our technology and putting it over their MMS solution and providing what ultimately came known as retail ideas. And obviously everyone on the call is familiar with that. They continue to have nice participation in that product. One of the things that we wanted to do was continue to add value to the investment you guys have made. And we've continued at Silvan to work with that underlying technology product, again, that we call Stratum, and add additional functionality to that as we've moved along. And that functionality is something that you're able to take advantage of on top of what you've already done in ideas. Additionally, we began a partnership with RPE not too long ago, and that was really to focus on, I know a lot of folks are working with RPE, and we wanted to see if we could continue to work with people either via RPE or directly. So that's something that we do. We have a real consumer product goods focus, so that's how we certainly, as you look at the manufacturers and distributors that we work with directly, they have a retail connection because of that style of product. We've got a lot of customers in a lot of these different areas. We're really focused on this part in the supply chain. As part of the supply chain, we really don't work with, say, manufacturers, work with healthcare or insurance, that kind of thing. So very focused on delivering information to people in y'all's space. And then the other thing is we've got a very experienced implementation team that as we begin to talk about Viewer and laying it on top of the investment you've already made in ideas, that's something that we can help with, and not only from a technical aspect, but also on the downstream side, helping you with views of information, scorecards, dashboards, et cetera. So I'm going to go through and talk a little bit about Stratum Viewer, introduce you to Viewer, how it might interact with ideas and some of the capabilities it has, and then I'll go through a demo. Hopefully we'll see where we get to with that. I'd like to also, anyone that can't see my screen, if there's any issues with that, please let me know. And I'll see if I can refresh the screen to make sure you can see things. I talked about flexible information delivery, and this is something that a concept that we have here at Silvan, and this has been how we've kind of grown some of the additions we've made to the underlying technology that Ideas is built upon. And probably an important thing to start with here is that the technology that you use today for Retail Ideas and our partnership with JDA continues on, and that technology continues to move forward as a viable solution. Anything that we talk about today can be used in conjunction with what you've done already on Ideas. So it's not an either-or situation. So anything we do with flexible information using Viewer and Ideas is in conjunction with what you already do with the Ideas client you use today. And that is something that, as we look forward and trying to think of the kinds of things people wanted to do with information collected in Ideas and in our Stratum solution, it became apparent to us that online analysis continues to be one of the main things that people want to do. But this idea of flexible information delivery there's a lot of different things people want to do with that information as well. They might want to get at it differently. They may want to distribute it differently. They may want to present it differently. And we wanted to provide a platform that provides the ability for people to be able to do that, and that platform is Viewer. And what that allows you to do is online analysis. The difference between this and what you use today is this is web-based. It also has some nice features with regards to usability and how it interacts with the information, and I'll show some of that in the demo. The other thing that comes up is people want to take maybe those views of information you've created, whether they be graphical in nature or grid-style views, and put those into dashboards and portals. And that's something that we can do, and the Viewer, being web-based, provides us the opportunity to do that. There's components in the Viewer solution that what we call portal services that allow us to integrate views of information up into a website so that you can have information and views that you've created in Viewer displayed on a website in a dashboard or a portal kind of format. So that's something that I'll show and give you a chance to look a little bit at that as well. Another thing that people really talk to us about and often comes up is integration with Office products, and probably the one that people care about the most is Excel. So in Stratum Viewer, we definitely have done a number of things to integrate with Excel pretty nicely. You'll see when we get in the demo, there's a simple Excel button. You can just take whatever view of information you're looking at, take it straight to Excel. Additionally, you have the ability to go ahead and set up scheduled reports that might send out an Excel sheet either out to your network where someone can pick it up on a regular basis, or maybe you want to send it out to a group of people via email, and you can do that as well. So distribution of information is another component and integration point for Excel. You can actually integrate directly into some of the underlying database components in Stratum Viewer with Excel and their pivot table functionality. So you can look directly at the data in a pivot table as well. So integration with the Office products is something that we've added. And then along the bottom of this flexible information delivery, I think the two key things that people really focus on here are detect and alert. I think this is a really nice function for the ability to be able to work by exception. So if you're looking for low inventory situations, if you're looking for sales that aren't matching up to your plans, that kind of thing, you can have a detect that will actually scan through the data on a scheduled basis and then send an email to the appropriate person or persons to let them know that some tolerance hasn't been met or some condition has been exceeded, and it'll give them not only a picture of that, what drove that alert, it'll also allow them to link to the view of information that has that alert. So again, being able to leverage the web-based nature of Stratum Viewer and then the exception-based nature of what we're doing there as well. And the last thing that's come up quite a bit is the whole idea of getting information, say, on an iPad and being able to look at that, and having a web-based solution pushes you in that direction and allows you to do a number of things with that from a mobile delivery standpoint. So flexible information delivery is a key component of what we're trying to achieve. This is something in Stratum Viewer that allows you to take advantage of the work you've done with JDA and in Ideas and continue to leverage that investment while at the same time taking advantage of some of the things we've done here at Silvan. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Retail Ideas and about Viewer for Ideas and some of the features of Stratum Viewer. And Probably the first most important thing for those of you that are on the IT side is there's no client associated with this. It's a zero footprint solution. There's no software on the PCs. It goes through a browser, allows people to get to. Another part of that is, I think Stratum Viewer is very simple to use. There's this concept of active links. They're blue. People click on them, and they go to the next level of information. They don't have to have a lot of knowledge of how to use the product at a very basic level. It doesn't take much. You can get quite complex in the things you do in Viewer. As a lot of you, if you're the merchandisers, et cetera, those kinds of people that we've seen really hammer on what you guys have done in ideas today, you can still do those kinds of things in Stratum Viewer, but we can also get to another group of people, either through dashboards or even just through the basic Viewer interface, and give them a very simple way to look at information. Additionally, Viewer lives on top of your current ideas database. So it's relatively quick to implement. There's some technical setup that needs to be done. We've got to get it pointed at your database.